The effects of last week's snowfall are still being felt throughout the region, with a minor flooding advisory being issued for northwest Saskatchewan. This is due to the combination of the storm on top of significant rain in the fall and the potential for a quick spring melt. Rural areas around the Waterhen and Door Lakes, as well as Meadow Lake Provincial Park, face the highest risk, and drivers are being warned to avoid roads covered by water.
Because you never know what's happening upstream of there at that point in time, and so taking a car through some large amounts of water over a road can create a hazard.
If people feel their property is at risk due to imminent flooding, they're encouraged to call the Water Security Agency.
So, we can, in short order, to try to protect a farmyard or protect a other, structure, whatever it may be, and you can get some work done and build a berm or whatever it is to protect that property. We do have a cost share program in place for individuals and municipalities.
The WSA continues to monitor spring runoff throughout Saskatchewan. A late-night break-in at the Lloydminster Youth Centre in early April has taken a hit on the organization's pocketbook. Among the items stolen, 3 video game consoles at a cost of $1,500.
This is all based, a lot of our supplies is community donations, so we get these things from the community, so we were disappointed.
Since the break-in, the centre has added new security measures, including new deadbolt locks and better lighting. As for the stolen items, Tory isn't holding his breath.
We've kind of said that we're probably not going to get those systems back, but we're hoping to get new systems here in the near future. So if there are community members out there wishing to donate a video game console, an Xbox One or a PS4, we'd appreciate that. So.
The organization moved into their new location earlier this year, and anyone interested in donating are asked to contact the youth centre. While winter isn't quite ready to leave us, there's plenty of snow piled around the border city. However, fluctuating temperatures have made shoveling a much more demanding task than normal. In this week's Healthy Living, Josh Ryan looks at what to watch out for when tossing wet, heavy snow.
Shoveling snow is a common practice in wintertime, as well as a useful method of exercise. However, the effort it takes can lead to a surprising number of injuries and ailments, from back pain to heart attacks.
We can sit on the couch all winter long. We don't do much of anything, and then we go from zero to maximum effort, in a heartbeat, and we wonder why the body reacts the way it does.
This time of the year is especially problematic, where the snow's weight can surprise unprepared shovelers.
If you got heavy, wet snow, and you're not a fit person, not an active person, then you should do it very cautiously and carefully.
The starting point for effective shoveling is being generally active and not jumping in without some form of warm-up.
We sit a lot, so our back doesn't move the way it normally or typically should. It also could be that we're not warmed up. It could be that we don't expect the load of the snow.
Approaching it like any other type of vigorous activity, you've got to give the body a chance to get used to the bending, the twisting, the lifting, the pushing.
Next up is lifting with your legs while keeping the arms close to the torso.
As the weight gets further from the body, it actually multiplies. So it doesn't just increase slightly, it exponentially multiplies. So when we get a little heavy shovel of snow that's full of water, that weight gets exponentially heavy on our lower back.
Finally, pace yourself, particularly when your feet struggle to find stability.
Smaller steps when you are shoveling snow, smaller bites, always will help you and prevent slipping and falling on the ice.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
Getting an award for leadership speaks volumes about the caliber of any individual. In this week's agriculture report, Gerard Lampow meets an ag leader who's been recognized for her work in animal welfare.
As we learn more, practices are going to change, and we need to remind ourselves that we're all here because of a concern for farm animal welfare.
Some 11 years ago, Jackie Weprock started out at Alberta Farm Animal Care. Currently based in Ponoka, she has studied at the universities of Winnipeg and Calgary, and since 2005 has been the general manager of the National Farm Animal Care Council in Ottawa. She's at the forefront of getting the message across about changes in animal welfare, including the Cattle Code of 2013, the Swine Code of Practice 2014, the new Poultry Code, and the recent Layer Hens Code of 2017. She says as more research becomes available, the challenge is not only to get the word out, but to ensure that practices change.
You know, the Code of Practice was a really challenging exercise, bringing farmers together with animal welfare advocates and governments and researchers to arrive at a place where we could say there was a good balance of meeting the needs of the animals while ensuring that producers could actually implement this code.
A main focus of the new Code of Practice for layer hens is transitioning to new housing to improve their welfare. The language of the code speaks of having birds able to stand fully in an upright position. Producers over the next 3 years will be aiming for things like interim space allowance with final space allowance by 2022. Her leadership on issues with such huge ramifications has earned Weprick the Distinction in Leadership Award from Alberta Farm Animal Care.
I'm really proud and humbled. You know, I'm in some really good company of previous winners of the award.
You know, she got her start here at AFAC and has moved on and done a tremendous job. I think she was a little humbled by it, but very deserving of the award.
Wow.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.
Thank you.
This is Newcap Sports.
Although you wouldn't know it by looking outside, baseball season is nearly upon us, which means teams all across the border city are busy preparing for upcoming games. In search of some young, excited players, Lance Phillips caught up with the Lloydminster Liners female team.
In its second year of existence, Lloydminster Liners female softball is slowly building its player base. On this day, it's the U12B team practicing at the service. And amongst the girls taking swings and throwing balls are a crop of girls making the jump from U10, a jump that presents many challenges.
It's quite an adjustment. The speeds are up, the distances of the bases are further, and everything's moving, you know, just a bit faster than they're used to.
These girls throw harder, and it's easier to catch with my glove since it was stiff before. And the pitching is a little different because it's a bit faster and longer.
Making those adjustments isn't easy, but the program's instituted a new mantra to help the newcomers keep a positive outlook.
So our key word for the year is playing fearless. Our catchphrase is "I got your back," and we excuse errors in copious amounts here because we want them all to learn to play fearless and put it all out there no matter what they're doing.
And watching these girls practice makes any spectator quickly realize the strategy's working.
I like how they have good friendship and we're all nice to each other, and I like to play.
So what would players say to girls who think playing baseball would be fun?
I kind of tell them to maybe try it out in their backyard and see how they feel, and then maybe try out with a team.
I would say come out and try it. Give somebody a call that you see here, or talk to one of us that can connect you with our executive that can put you out on the ball field.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.
On Tuesday, we brought you the story of Eric Reinhardt, a young athlete trying to bring the sport of parkour to Lloydminster. Today, Eric had his first student, none other than our sports reporter Lance Phillips. Now caution, what you're about to watch may be troubling for some viewers.
Parkour, something I've always wanted to try, but haven't ever had the proper instructor. Until now. Explosion Gymnastics resident parkour expert Eric Reinhardt attempted to teach me the basics. It went pretty much as expected.
Down, shoulder down. Oh, right now it's going to touch your ground. Yeah. Then you roll. Yeah, like that? That's pretty good.
The finishing part is going to be the tough thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The finish.
Yeah.
Well, my feet are still.
Once the rolls were mastered, I use that term loosely, it was time to attack the next move, the Kong.
Put up like that.
Okay.
And and then this foot's gonna be right here.
Yeah.
You need to thread your leg through. So you bring it through. It's okay if your leg skids for now. Yeah. There you go.
Kongs were easy, clearly, which meant I was ready for the big time, the backflip.
Okay.
The next scene may haunt your dreams forever.
Your hand. Take.
Holy jeez!
You landed upside down too. That's the hardest part to get out.
Holy cow, that is serious.
Here, take the rope. Take the rope.
That's a long friggin' way down.
They just fluffed it up too. So.
Holy cow! That was nuts. That was nuts.
Okay, so Eric right here. Josh right here.
Ooh. Oh, I feel like a beached whale. I legitimately feel like a beached whale. First of all, I think I was pretty impressive out there, don't you?
Yeah, it was good. You were learning really quick.
Don't you think I have a future in this? Like, I mean, I've seen you do your thing, but I feel like in a couple years I could take you down.
Well, I think for now I should just stick to the news thing. Like this. What's your next trick you'd like to learn?
Oh, well, I watched you do like the bar tricks and the stuff off the wall, so I definitely think that I'm ready for like flips off the wall and stuff at this point. Definitely. I'm ready for the big time now.
Okay, Lance, if there was an adult class, would you do this?
Yeah, absolutely. There should be an adult class of this, and I think you should be the guy to spearhead that adult class. You could teach it. You could definitely teach it, and if there was one in this city, I would absolutely be involved. And not only myself, I'm sure I could round up some other people that would be interested in doing it as well.
Okay, Lance, right now I'm working on a portfolio for stunt movies. Would you like to join me in that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could get you water, towels, you know, anything you need in that regard. Like, I'm happy to help in any way I can. Clearly, I can't do the moves, so yeah, if I could just be your water boy, I'd be happy with that.
Sweet, I have a water boy now.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports.